Alongside all of the other information and tools that we've shared with you with regards to Fusion 360 are also some far more complicated but still accessible and straightforward tools and features. And the one that we're going to look at in this short video is simulation. Fusion 360 off the shelf has access to a whole range of different FEA, finite element analysis, and modal analysis simulation types. You may also extend the simulation capabilities with additional subscription extensions to allow you to do far more comprehensive types of simulation with your models. I can go into a new study and create a static stress simulation against this component that we modeled earlier on in the series. And all I need to do is bring in the component there, choose to simplify it should I want to, and choose to define any materials that I want to test in this simulation. In this case, I'm going to leave it as steel. I'm going to add a constraint and say that I've got a fixed constraint on this face. And I also want to have a secondary fixed constraint on this face. It's not the most accurate in the world, but it'll give us a fairly good representation of what's going on. We can then add a load, maybe to the inside face where the axle is. And against that load, maybe let's just for the purpose of this, imagine that it's driving straight down and just throwing a solid force into that component. Not massively realistic, but it gives you an appreciation. We create a mesh of that component to split it into separate triangles. Those triangles can be finer or more coarse, dependent on your expectations or preferences, Generally speaking, you'd want them to be more coarse around areas of detail and importance, like these fillets around here. Then we go ahead and solve. Fusion 360 solves via the cloud. It does that using cloud credits. When it solves, it will take the model and upload that into the cloud environment, and it will use the cloud computing to process that. So generally, it's much, much quicker than running it off your local machine. As I say, it will cost cloud credits to do that. We're not talking about the impact of those today or what they cost or how you get them, but it uses an allotted amount per simulation. Again, if you go for the extensions, there are generally a lot more options available to you. If you are wanting to simulate, look at the extensions because they're still not massively expensive. Fusion and the fully blown simulation extension, which allows you to do linear, non-linear analysis and a whole load more, is still a lot cheaper than the typical flagship product manufacturing products out there on the market. So it's certainly worth taking a look at. Once the simulation's complete, we'll get the results. And whilst I said this cloud simulation cost credits, it really depends on the kind of simulation that you're running. Again, we'll cover that in another video. Generally speaking, once you get your results, you can see your minimum safety factors, you can see and set your targets, and you can start getting feedback instantly on those different pieces of information within your model. What it's showing you is basically a multi-time or multi-adjusted deformation so that you can get appreciation of how the thing is moving. But the figures and facts that you really want are at the bottom of your screen and showing you where your safety factor is or where your von Mises stress is or where your displacement's at. And again, that's down to you then as engineers to look at that and ascertain whether that is right for you or not. And again, to have that in the box for the accessible nature of Fusion 360 is extremely powerful. And again, the number of different study types that we have inside of here, both with and without the extension, really does start to push the ability of this product as more than just another CAD tool.